Have you ever wondered why many CEOs of the world's largest companies are Indians? This intriguing question is not just born out of curiosity, but from an observable trend that has been taking shape over the past few decades. Look around the corporate world and you'll notice a common thread: the prevalence of Indian CEOs in top global companies. These aren't just any companies, but giants that shape our world and influence our daily lives. Sundar Pichai, steering the helm at Google, or Satya Nadella, leading Microsoft into the future, and Arvind Krishna shaping the destiny of IBM. This pattern extends beyond these luminaries, touching various sectors from technology to finance and beyond. So, what's the secret sauce? Why are Indians making it big on the global stage? The reasons are manifold and deeply rooted in the cultural, educational, and entrepreneurial fabric of India. Firstly, India's education system, particularly in the fields of science and technology, has been a fertile ground for cultivating problem-solving skills. These institutions have been churning out a steady stream of highly skilled graduates, many of whom have found their way into the heart of Silicon Valley and other tech hubs around the world. Next, we can't ignore the cultural factors that contribute to this trend. Indian culture, with its emphasis on hard work, perseverance, and respect for knowledge, often instills a drive for success in its people. This drive, coupled with a knack for strategic thinking and leadership, often propels these individuals to the top echelons of their respective organizations. Lastly, the Indian diaspora is known for its strong entrepreneurial spirit. This propensity to take risks, innovate, and build from the ground up is a key characteristic that has played a significant role in the rise of Indian CEOs in international corporations. The rise of Indian CEOs is not just a coincidence, but a result of a combination of factors. It's the product of a rich tapestry of education, culture, and entrepreneurial spirit that has its roots in the heartland of India. This trend is not only reshaping the global corporate landscape, but also speaks volumes about India's growing influence on the world stage. But what does this trend mean for India's economy, you may ask? Well, the impact is significant and multifaceted. Firstly, the success of Indian CEOs in global companies has led to a surge in remittances sent back to India. These funds are not only a source of foreign exchange, but also boost the country's gross domestic product. More importantly, this money often finds its way into productive investments, such as real estate, startups, or local businesses, further stimulating economic activity. Secondly, the prominence of Indian CEOs has spurred increased foreign investment in India. The reason is simple. These CEOs, by virtue of their positions, are able to influence their company's investment decisions. And where better to invest than their home country, a place they understand well and are passionate about? But perhaps the most profound impact of these CEOs is their role as models for young Indian entrepreneurs. One such example is the story of Flipkart, India's largest e-commerce company. The company was founded by Sachin Bansal and Binny Bansal, two former Amazon employees. Inspired by the likes of Amazon's Jeff Bezos, they decided to replicate the e-commerce model in India, and the rest, as they say, is history. Today, Flipkart is a multi-billion-dollar company, providing employment to thousands and contributing significantly to India's economy. These CEOs' success stories inspire countless young Indians to dream big and pursue entrepreneurship. They prove that with hard work, determination, and a little bit of luck, anyone can reach the top echelons of the business world. This has led to a startup boom in India, with new companies sprouting up every day, each with the potential to become the next Flipkart or Infosys. In conclusion, the trend of Indian CEOs leading global companies has far-reaching implications for India's economy. It's not just about the money they bring in or the investments they attract, but about the entrepreneurial spirit they ignite in the hearts of millions of young Indians. The influence of these CEOs is helping to transform India into a global economic power. So, what does the future hold for India's economy? Well, we've seen the Indian influence growing in the global market, and its impact on India's own economy has been nothing short of transformative. Now, as we gaze into the crystal ball of economic forecasting, some experts are suggesting that India could become the world's largest economy. Yes, you heard that right. India is projected to outpace both the United States and China, the current economic powerhouses. What's driving this anticipated growth, you may ask? There are three major factors at play here. First is India's young population. India is home to the world's largest youth population. This demographic dividend is a massive advantage as it provides a dynamic workforce that's both creative and innovative. It's this youthful energy that is expected to fuel the country's economic engine. Next up, rapid urbanization. As more and more people move into cities, there's an increased demand for infrastructure, housing, and services. This urban growth is a catalyst for economic development, creating a myriad of opportunities for business and investment. And finally, the digital revolution. India is riding the wave of digital transformation with gusto. With the second largest internet user base globally, the country is a hotbed for digital innovation. This digital boom is not only revolutionizing businesses, but also injecting a new vigor into the economy. But, as with any projection, these are not set in stone. They depend on a variety of factors, including policy decisions, global economic conditions, and how well India can harness its potential and overcome challenges. Yet the signs are promising. The Indian economy is not just growing, it's evolving. It's shifting from being a service-driven economy to a more balanced one, with manufacturing and digitization playing an increasingly important role. With its current trajectory, India stands poised to become an economic superpower. The country's economic ascension could have far-reaching implications for the global economic landscape. So as we move forward, all eyes will undoubtedly be on India. But could another country be set to overtake India? As we delve deeper into the future economic projections, an interesting contender emerges from the African continent, most likely Nigeria. This may come as a surprise to many, but the factors contributing to this potential shift are quite compelling. Nigeria, often referred to as the Giant of Africa, has a population that is its greatest asset. With over 200 million people, it's the most populous country in Africa and the seventh in the world. This large population presents an immense consumer market and a vast labor force, which are key drivers for economic growth. Now let's talk about the tech sector in Nigeria. In recent years, Nigeria has been making significant strides in the tech arena. Lagos, the country's bustling metropolis, has been dubbed the Silicon Valley of Africa. With a growing number of tech startups and a surge in venture capital investment, the tech sector is poised to become a major contributor to Nigeria's GDP. The country's young, tech-savvy population is driving this tech revolution, further bolstering the economy. And we can't discuss Nigeria's economic potential without mentioning its vast natural resources. The country is not just Africa's largest oil producer, but it also boasts a wealth of other resources like natural gas, tin, iron ore, coal, limestone, niobium, lead, and zinc. These resources offer a strong foundation for industrial growth and diversification of the economy. However, it's essential to note that these projections are not a guarantee. They are based on the assumption that Nigeria will effectively manage its resources, overcome its current challenges, and implement the necessary reforms to foster economic growth. So, while India is on a path to becoming a global economic powerhouse, don't count out Nigeria just yet. With its large population, expanding tech sector, and abundant natural resources, Nigeria could very well be the dark horse in this global economic race. While India's rise is impressive, the future may belong to Africa. So, why are so many CEOs of major companies Indians, and what does this mean for the future? We've journeyed through this fascinating exploration, and now it's time to tie it all together. We started by acknowledging the significant Indian influence in the global corporate sphere. An impressive roster of Indian executives helms some of the world's largest companies, from Google and Microsoft to Adobe and MasterCard. This phenomenon isn't a mere coincidence, but a testament to the quality of education and the culture of perseverance and ambition fostered in India. Next, we delved into the impact on India's economy. This diaspora of top-tier Indian talent has resulted in a substantial economic ripple effect. The success of these CEOs has not only bolstered India's reputation on the global stage, but also facilitated an influx of foreign investments and technological advancements back home. The rise of India as a tech and innovation hub is, in no small part, due to these influential leaders. Then we projected into the future. Current trajectories suggest that India is on a path to become the world's largest economy, potentially surpassing the United States and China. The combination of a young, burgeoning workforce, continued technological progress, and the influence of these global Indian leaders sets the stage for a promising economic future. Yet, the economic landscape is ever-changing. As we explored, the potential African takeover led by Nigeria is another fascinating shift on the horizon. Africa's rapid urbanization, coupled with a growing youthful population and increasing tech presence, positions it as a potential economic powerhouse in the making. While the future is never certain, one thing is clear: the global economic landscape is changing, and both India and Africa are key players in this new era. As we continue to navigate these evolving dynamics, it's essential to recognize the vital roles these regions play in shaping our global future. And with that, we wrap up our journey, keeping our eyes peeled for what the future holds.